What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dolly back in the house again. Today, we are talking the three young men who lost their life in Kansas City, the Kansas City football team fans that were found outside dead. But first, if you're brand new here, go ahead and sub the channel up. Give this video a like, ring the bell for notifications, and feel free, of course, to share this ugly face right here on any social media platform that you choose. Okay, now this story is absolutely insane. It makes no sense to me. Okay, three people found dead outside of a home right after the Kansas City football game. Okay, apparently three men were partying. Well, four if you include the person at the house. And somehow or another, these three people ended up dead outside of the home. Now, somebody went there after the game. They hadn't heard from their loved one in about 48 hours. So they went to the house. And when they got to the house, their vehicles were at the house. So the fiance of one of them broke into the basement of the house. Okay, actually got into the house, was walking around in the house, things of that nature, got to the back porch of the house and found someone dead. Okay. She calls the police. Police come. They find two more bodies in the yard, dead. Now, here's the thing. They wasn't shot. They wasn't strangled. There was no signs of a fight or a struggle. No drugs were found, which seems really strange, right? But there was a person inside of the home the whole time, perfectly fine, with three dead people laying outside of his house. Now, a lot of people are suspicious of this. It don't make any sense because you think if you was outside and it was cold and the door was locked, you would beat on the door to get in. Okay. But the fiance said they went to the door, beat on the door, and nobody ever came to the door. But inside, the person that lived there was home the whole time. Now, the person home, of course, cooperated with the police so far. They didn't need a search warrant. He allowed the police to come right into the house, look around. Nothing seemed crazy. Now, the police are saying there's no foul play in this. These people just died. That makes no sense. It's like, do they even want to investigate? Right? I don't know, because it seems like if you was cold and your car was out there, you would have went and got in the car. You would have went and beat on the door. You would have went to a neighbor's house. You would have walked up the street. It was 30 degrees that night, a low of 18. That's cold. It's below freezing, but not the coldest weather. Now, there's been a lot of rumors that have been coming out, just to go over some of these rumors. Some people say this dude is like a chemist, a mad scientist. He may have drugged these people. Some people are rumoring they may have done some street drugs and passed away. It's hard to tell, but there was no drugs found. So you would think if they was out there doing drugs together, they would have fell out together and there would have been drugs, needles, or however they were doing those drugs right out there. Not only that, but their wallets and keys were in the house. Now, how many dudes go to somebody's house and take their wallet out their pocket and leave it in their house while they go outside? Makes no sense to me. I've heard people say, well, maybe they had carbon monoxide poisoning. They went out the house and died. Well, that don't explain the fourth person there. And as of now, this person, like I said, has been cooperating with the police, but the neighbors have seen a U-Haul truck there. Now, it looks like that this person had been there for about 6 months so far. And now there's 3 dead bodies in the yard. And it's kind of hard to explain how this happened. Now, they are waiting for toxicology reports to come back to see what kind of drugs or anything may be in their system. The family came out and spoke, said, look, my brother, it was this girl's brother was out there, and she said, look, my brother's a smart guy. He would not just sit out there and freeze to death. That doesn't make good sense to me. I can't accept that. Now, you would think if you was 3 people deep and you watched one of your friends freeze to death, you would get the hell out of Dodge, right? That don't seem to be the case. So that's why a lot of people are thinking they may have been doing drugs, or they were drugged and fell out and died in the yard, because it seems odd. Now, what's the odds of them been drinking, celebrating the game, and all 3 of them pass out in the yard? That don't make any sense either. Now, the family wants this investigated. I think the internet wants this a little more investigated, because it just don't make sense. 3 people just don't die in the front yard on a 30-degree night unless they are under the influence of something. And why didn't this man do anything? Why didn't he come to the door when people were beating on the door? He didn't notice there were cars sitting in his yard that wasn't his. He didn't go out in the yard and see these people dead in his yard. Or did he place them there in the yard? I'm starting to think somebody did something awful bad to these 3 people. I don't know if it was over a football game or anything like that. Crazy things happen. Football rivalries happen. But that don't seem to be a fight that took place. They're not bloody. They ain't beat up. They're just frozen to death. As of now, like I said, till we know what kind of drugs or substances they are on. But for all 3 people to die, they would have had to been sharing the same drugs. And I'll share this quick story with you for my viewers. I pulled up at a Mickey D's one time, and the vehicle sitting next to me had 2 people in it. And when I pulled up and jumped out the vehicle, it looked like it was a guy and a girl in the vehicle. And it kind of looked like, just from the glance, that they were performing an act on each other. Like, they were getting it on. Because this person's head was in the other person's lap. But no, that wasn't the case. They had actually did some bad drugs together. One person fell over and died, and the other person fell on top of them and died in the car together. And I found these 2 people at a Mickey D's. Now, this is 3 people, but, look, if you're sitting around, you're doing these hard street drugs together or something of that nature, and you all do the same drugs, and the drugs are bad, things like this could happen. Or this guy maybe has poisoned them, because, like the neighbors are saying, the only thing they've seen lately is they ain't seen nobody really coming and going from the house, but they have seen a U-Haul truck there. So apparently this guy's getting ready to get the hell up out of that house and move on. Now, if I was living somewhere and a bunch of my friends died in the front yard, would I move instantly out? I don't know. Tell me, guys, do y'all think that is suspicious? I think it's super suspicious. You didn't come to the door. You didn't try to render no aid. You didn't look for them. Their wallets and keys and everything are in your house. You didn't find that odd? And then as soon as they find these bodies, you got a U-Haul truck in front of your house? Something's going on. Something's going on, guys. And I think detectives and police, they need to work a little harder to get to the bottom of this. So tell me what you think. Tell me what you think in the comment box down below. Were these 3 people murdered? Or did they just sit out there and allow themselves to freeze to death? Now, I heard one of them didn't even smoke. Didn't smoke, didn't drink, didn't do drugs. Now, how could they OD? If the rumors are true that are on the internet, maybe they OD, they did this, how? It really don't make any sense. So if you think you can make sense of this, definitely in the comment box down below, let me know what you think happened in this yard. Did these people just sit out there and freeze to death? Or is there something a little more sinister, something a little more horrible in play? And don't forget, guys, if you ain't subbed up yet, we just reached 31,000 or something like that, or close to that. We're trying to hit that 50K mark. I can't do it without each and every one of you, okay? So sub up the channel. Give the video a like, because the algorithm hates my ugly ass face for some reason. But it does. But they've been sharing the videos lately, thanks to you guys. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey, if it gets cold outside, guys, go in. You ain't got to stay out there and freeze to death. Rest in peace to them 3 young men that lost their life out there. And hopefully we'll be able to figure out what happened to them. Peace.